now know the turnout. 90 million Americans voted yesterday, and that's 5 million more than the last midterm elections, but far less than the brigade of voters who came out for the presidential election. 29 million people who voted for Barack Obama in 2008 did not show up yesterday. And yesterday, the independents favored Republicans by 15 points. So what happens next? Jon Karl joins us now. He is here in D.C. with the first new moves right up the road here on Capitol Hill. John?
And they're starting right away, Diane. Republicans have already set up a transition team as they prepare to take power in the House, and with it, newfound responsibility. From incoming Speaker John Boehner, an olive branch of sorts to President Obama.
The President and I had a very pleasant conversation. We agreed that we needed to listen to the American people. We needed to work together on behalf of the American people.
But the message many Republicans heard last night is stop Obama, not exactly a formula for working together.
We're determined to stop the agenda Americans have rejected and to turn the ship around. We'll work with the administration when they agree with the people and confront them when they don't.
The new Republican Congress has real power, control over funding the government, and the ability to subpoena officials in the Obama administration. Come January, John Boehner will be the most powerful Republican in the land, a fact that caused him to choke up last night.
I've spent my whole life chasing the American dream. And when I saw how out of touch Washington had become with the core values of this great nation, I put my name forward and ran for office.
With newcomers like Kentucky's Rand Paul,
we've come to take our government back,
and Florida's Marco Rubio, this will be a Tea Party-infused Congress, not so beholden to the Republican leadership.
This election is not an embrace of the Republican Party. It is a second chance to be about principle and values.
I'm begging for Republican input, and I hope we'll get some of it.
And Republicans will still have to deal with a Democratic Senate, still run by the seemingly invincible Harry Reid.
Because of you, we did it. Thank you.
And John, what about Sarah Palin, a current scorecard on the candidate she endorsed?
Well, she had some really big wins last night, Diane. There was, of course, Susana Martinez winning the governorship in New Mexico, Nikki Haley winning governorship in South Carolina, Rand Paul in Kentucky. Those were all Republicans that she endorsed in competitive Republican primaries and went on to win and win pretty big. But there were some notable losses. First and foremost, Christine O'Donnell in Delaware. Palin defied the party leadership, endorsed O'Donnell, helped her win that nomination, and she lost, and of course lost big. And then the big one, Diane, in her own backyard, we still don't know the results, but she supported Joe Miller again in defiance of the Republican leadership. And now if you look at that, Miller is trailing behind write-in candidate. That would be Lisa Murkowski, but they still have to count those votes, and we may have to wait a few weeks to see if Palin had any pull in her backyard.
That's a long wait. Thank you, Jon Karl.